I stand here, one small person, one small voice, my mind fragmented in shards that mirror our broken world. I hardly know how to address you, Holy One, whose name is above all names. We are feeling the gusts of an oncoming storm whose violence threatens not just the survival of our democracy here at home, but of the planet itself. Torah teaches us that your ways are just, and we long for justice. We long too for peace, for wisdom, for mercy, and above all, we long for freedom. We want freedom from the lies that engulf us. We seek freedom from the shackles that keep us from acting, and freedom from 2,000 years of hate that make it hard for us to know when we're jumping at shadows and when we need to jump from danger. We long for the freeing of the October 7th hostages still in captivity. We long for the terrible suffering of October 7th's rape victims to be treated with respect by the world at large, most especially by Americans. We long to erase from our memories the cries of exhilaration that some uttered when they watched the live-streamed videos of October 7th. We long for an end to the war in Gaza. We long to end the suffering we have brought Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank. We long for an end to the relentless shelling by Hamas and Hezbollah that has made life in Israel hard to bear for the last decade. We long for an Israeli leadership that turns its back on more war, more settlements. We long for an America that wants liberty and justice for all. We long for courts and politicians who respect our Constitution and apply its simple rules to everyone, regardless of race or wealth or gender. We long for an end to the worship of wealth at the expense of the planet and of human rights. We long for women to be seen as fully human, fully moral, fully able to make our own decisions about our own bodies. We long to hear truth. Oh my God, how we long to hear truth. These longings are so intense. I wish this were the kind of place where I could prostrate myself before the ark, crying out our needs for freedom and justice so that you, who these days seem galaxies, even light years remote from us, would turn and hear and listen. The winds of war, of hate, of anti-Semitism, of Islamophobia, homophobia, the patriarchy, of finger-pointing, name-calling, bomb-throwing are whirling around us with such force that we feel helpless against their strength, and our helplessness makes us passive and immobile. And so this prayer is a plea for the strength to push back, to find a way even when we can't see a way, when it seems as though the onrushing storm has uprooted trees and flung up boulders to block all our paths. Help us to stand firm in this gale, you fount of righteousness. Help us to continue the struggle for human rights, for peace, for justice, for freedom. Give us strength to keep fighting to save our fragile republic and our planet, which is our only home, floating alone through space. Save us from despair. Help us be that small, still voice that speaks truth and is heard.